you guys, welcome back to Let's Study. It's the series here at Arise where we're studying a chapter out of the Bible every single day. Today we're in 1 Kings 22 and we're picking up in verse 29 because 1 Kings 22 was a little lengthy, so we cut it in half, all right? We left off yesterday with prophets slapping prophets, okay? One prophet is going to jail forever, okay, because of what he prophesied. So we're going to continue to pick up in verse 29, and mine is labeled Ahab's death. All right. Then the king of Israel and Judah's king Jehoshaphat went up to Ramoth Gilead. But the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, I will disguise myself and go into battle, but you wear your royal attire. So the king of Israel disguised himself and went into battle. Now the king of Aram had ordered his 32 chariots commanders, do not fight with anyone, all except the king of Israel. When the chariot commanders saw Jehoshaphat, they shouted, he must be the king of Israel. So they turned to fight against him. But Jehoshaphat cried out. When the chariot commanders saw that he was not the king of Israel, they turned back from pursuing him. Wait up! Hold up. Wait a minute. I just caught something. Y'all was talking all good about Jehoshaphat, right? And there was some commendable things about this man in the Bible. But Jehoshaphat cried out. He said, no, man, you got the wrong one. It ain't me. Jehoshaphat said, it ain't me. My name is Benjamin and I ain't in it, okay? He was like, no, it ain't me, all right? He cried out. Then, let's go to verse 34, y'all. But a man drew his bow without taking special aim and struck the king of Israel through the joints of his armor. So he said to his charioteer, turn around and take me out of the battle, for I am badly wounded. The battle raged through that day, and the king, propped up in his chariot facing the Arameans, died that evening, and blood from his wound flowed into the bottom of the chariot. Then the cry rang out as the army sunset, declaring, each man to his own city, each man to his own land. So the king died and was brought to Samaria. They buried the king in Samaria. Then someone washed the chariot at the pool of Smyrna. The dogs licked up the blood, and the prostitutes bathed in it, according to the word of the Lord that he had spoken. Ew, that's nasty. Okay, but they did prophesy that this would happen, but that's nasty. Y'all taking baths in blood? Okay. The rest of the events of Ahab's reign, along with his accomplishments, including the ivory palace he built and all the cities he built, were written about in the historical records of the Israel's kings. Ahab rested with his ancestors, and his son Achazat became king in his place. Judah's king, that's what it's titled in my Bible, you guys. Judah's king, Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat, son of Asa, became king over Judah in the 14th year of Israel. King Ahab, Jehoshaphat, was 35 years old when he became king. He reigned 25 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Abizua, daughter of Shekai. He walked in all the ways of his father Asa. He did not turn from them, but he did what was right in the Lord's sight. However, the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. Jehoshaphat also made peace with the king of Israel. The rest of the events of Jehoshaphat's reign, along with the might he exercised and how he waged war, are written in the historical records of Judah's kings. He eradicated from the land the rest of the male-caught prostitutes who were left from the days of his father Asa. There was no king in Edom. A deputy served as king. Jehoshaphat made ships of Tarshish to go to Ephraim for gold, but they did not go because the ships were wrecked in Econ Geber. At that time, Isaiah, son of Ahab, said to Jehoshaphat, let my servants go with your servants in the ships. But Jehoshaphat was not willing. Jehoshaphat rested with his ancestors and was buried with them in the city of his ancestor David. His son Jehoram became king in his place. Asai, son of Ahab, became king over Israel in Smyrna in the 17th year of Judah's king Jehoshaphat, and he reigned over Israel 2 years. He did what was evil in the Lord's sight. He walked in the ways of his father and in the ways of his mother, in that way of Jehoram, son of Nephi, and he caused Israel to sin. He served Baal and bowed and worshipped to him. He angered the Lord God of Israel, just as his father had done. So, exactly what the real prophet told, that happened. Exactly everything that was prophesied concerning Ahab happened. So one thing I want you to pull from this is, when the Lord says something, it's done. When the Lord prophesies something to you, you can go ahead and mark that as good as done. Now, it may take a while for you to see it. It don't mean that it's not going to happen. That's just how it happens. A day is like a 1,000 years with the Lord, and vice versa. That's why it seems sometimes like but his word says that he's an on-time God. So I'm going to check myself right there, because the Lord be spanking me when I go there, y'all. All right. It seems he got 2 speeds, real fast and real slow. And just say, okay. That's our sight and how we see it. That is how we perceive it, correct? Correct. All right, y'all. All right. So come back tomorrow. We're going to be starting in 2 Kings tomorrow, chapter 1. Also, go over to KandyNicoleRise.com and get a copy of that Bible study, because it's going to help you to bring it back to your life. Okay, you'll see every single day journal prompts are given to you so that you can look at this word and apply it to your life. Reading is great, but the Lord wants application. He wants you to be able to see yourself in what it is that you're reading. So y'all go check that out on KandyNicoleRise.com, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all.